So it's all but been confirmed that PVE is coming to Flesh and Blood at some point in 2023. And regardless of what it ends up looking like, there's one thing that I believe it must have in order to be successful in its goal of bringing Fab to the masses. A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando. Hey there, Fab fans, and welcome back to Dice Commando and Go Again, a fabulous cast where we talk all things Flesh and Blood. Today, I'm looking forward to the pending drop of the Player versus Environment, or PVE, format that we, hopefully, will get some info on later this year. Now, let's get something clear from the get-go. Today's cast is not about what PVE could or should look like. I'm not speculating on how the format will play or anything like that. Instead, I'm arguing as to the importance of a fundamental product that I believe will facilitate the long-term success of the PVE format. And that product is something like this, a self-contained, completely out-of-the-box ready product. One that contains not only everything needed, but doesn't need or imply the need to track down anything else. One that, if you never wanted to buy another product ever, would be completely playable and effective in the format. In other words, a board game type product. To understand why I believe a product like this will be so important, let's chat quick about what success actually means for PvE. Certainly, this means different things to different people. There's little doubt that PvE will be a success by many measures. It'll entertain players, it'll offer casual alternatives, and it'll likely be a financial net positive venture. Certainly, there are those in the community that are so excited for the concept of PvE that it's already been deemed a success to them no matter what it looks like. And that's completely fine, but the majority of those people are already in Flesh and Blood. So let's really think about this. Why really do PvE at all? What's the real point? To me, it's the goal of targeting new segments of the gaming population and bringing them in to Flesh and Blood. And there's where my definition of success then might differ. PvE, to me, isn't about bringing in other TCG players. It's not about targeting Commander players and so on. Instead, it's about appealing to a population that otherwise wouldn't touch a TCG with a 10-foot pole. PvE is about changing Flesh and Blood from, as some see it, an uber-competitive and super expensive product to something that anyone can play at any level. So yes, as I see it, PvE just isn't about providing another way to play Fab. It's an opportunity to target and onboard a different type of gamer, one that skews towards the casual, the social, or the co-op. And I argue that this target person is more the traditional board gamer than they are the TCG gamer. And I think we all have a fair idea what this means. We all have gamer friends, gamer family who love games, but don't like or don't want to invest in TCGs. There are any number of reasons for that, but one we hear a lot is, it's expensive or I don't have the time. So with that defined, it becomes pretty logical then why I think something like this is so essential, having basically a one-stop shop of PvE readiness. Because remember, this population, right, the board gamer type population, doesn't want to do TCGs. They aren't attracted to the model. For whatever reason, it doesn't appeal to them, and that's okay. I think it's very important to view this market segment not as a quantity to be converted over, like a Pokemon or a Digimon or whatever, but rather as its own individual market segment. And that's why this product needs to be different than the already existing products. It should not be approached as a starter product. It needs to be a complete product. The Blitz precons are anything but complete, and certainly require additional hunting or tricking out to improve and make them work really in any format. Now, that doesn't mean I'm saying the Blitz precons are bad for onboarding new players into Flesh and Blood, but I don't believe they will be successful in onboarding in the PvE format. The classic Battles decks are a very solid starting product, but again only have one of certain cards, which implies to many players that it's not ultimately a complete product. Would the Classic Battles product work? Absolutely it could. It really could. But the simple marketing of Classic Battles as a, yes, two-player set, inherently I think won't appeal to someone looking for a single-player PvE-ready complete product. One interesting thing here that I also want to add is that I even question if the price point matters really, of course within reason. But one of the fair comments against Classic Battles, as you guys recall, was that it was too expensive as compared to other industry products of the same goal. But I think ironically, by and large, the board gamer population is used to spending $50 to $60 or even more for their games. I could honestly see a fully tricked, PvE ready deck reasonably selling quite well at 40 to 50 US. I'm not saying that's where I want it to be, but I am saying that realistically, if you give someone a complete ready product that they can use and feel they don't need to put more money into, that's a pretty reasonable price point for that particular market segment. $50 for a starter product? Absolutely not. $50 for a complete product? I do think that's reasonable. Now, concerns about that product, what that product may exactly look like, containing good cards and devaluing the collector side of things? Heck, we could use a different card back, gold, silver border, or something like that we've seen across many, many other games. It'll help protect existing collection and also have the benefit of keeping the players and speculators from buying out the entire product line that's intended, of course, for PvE. And certainly, any PvE set exclusive type cards would certainly then not be legal in the standard formats. So the goal of PvE isn't just about adding a format, it's about expanding the game of Flesh and Blood. And one thing is for certain, PvE is going to benefit all of us whether we partake in it or not. And the easier it is for us to onboard new players into that at any level into our community will be better for all of us. And a complete product like this that can act as a Flesh and Blood board game, I think is a necessity in this goal. Let me know your take in the comments below. Thank you again for watching, and hey, go Commando.